In the 2015 Canadian federal election, Justin Trudeau campaigned on a promise of electoral reform.
We are committed to ensuring that the 2015 election will be the last federal election using first past the post.
While in power, Trudeau went back on his promise. He declared that electoral reform could not be implemented because Canadians could not agree on a solution. During this past election, many were frustrated to hear him say this.
And in terms of the NDP and the Greens, remember this. If you want a progressive action, you need a progressive government, not a progressive opposition. Voting Liberal is the only way to stop conservative cuts.
Why did this quote create so much anger? Why do we need electoral reform? What's wrong with first past the post? First past the post is a voting system in which the local candidate with the most votes gets the seat, and the party with the most seats gets the government. Sounds simple and fair, but in reality, it's a deeply unjust system with several glaring flaws. Perhaps the biggest of these is the spoiler effect, which forces strategic voting and kills any chance of a third party rising to power.
Imagine a country where there are three political parties: red, blue, and yellow. The yellow party is a bit less popular than the others. All three parties have their own unique platform and their own basis of support, but as it happens, yellow's platform is similar to that of red. As the election approaches, the blue party appears to be in the lead. The supporters of yellow have a choice: either stick with yellow and almost certainly lose, or vote for the red party in an attempt to prevent a less preferable blue government. Naturally, most choose to switch, completely destroying the yellow base and ensuring that it'll never be a contender for power again. The two-party system that inevitably results from first past the post leaves the people who would have voted third party stuck propping up a government that they don't even want. Suppose now several elections go by and yellow decides to give it another go. In the weeks leading up to election day, red seems to be leading, but yellow gains substantial support near the end and splits the vote since the two parties are similar, leading to a blue government being elected, which is the worst option for both red and yellow voters. This is the spoiler effect.
Additionally, first past the post does an atrocious job of representing all voters fairly. For a real-life example, we need only look at the most recent Canadian election. The Bloc Québécois received only 1.2% more votes than the Greens, yet ended up with nearly 1,000% more seats. Or, look to the 1993 election, where the Bloc Québécois, the official opposition, received 54 seats with 13.5% of the vote, while the Conservatives received 2.5% more with 16%. Yet that year, they only won 2 seats. The fact that people keep voting for smaller parties, despite knowing that they cannot ever win under the current system, shows that Canadians truly want diverse representation. It is a terrible injustice that the people of this nation are denied democracy to the exclusive benefit of those already at the top. There is another way. STV, or single transferable vote, is a voting system that fixes many of the problems of first past the post. Under STV, instead of casting a ballot with a single vote for a single candidate, voters rank their choices in order from 1 to however far they care. Let's say there are 5 candidates running for office in your riding. Maybe you've read up on each one of them and know exactly where each of them stands in your ranking. Great. Maybe you only really know about 3 candidates and don't care about the other 2. No problem. Maybe there's only one guy you like and all the others can shove it. Fantastic. The ballots are tallied and the first choice votes are counted.
Under STV, ridings would be combined into larger ridings that send multiple candidates. So let's say that each riding sends 3 candidates. This puts the quota, the number of votes required to win a seat, at 33% of the vote. If a candidate achieves the quota from first choice votes alone, they are elected and any surplus votes transferred to other candidates in proportion to the voter's second choice. If more candidates than seats remain, the bottom candidate is eliminated, with their votes being transferred to other candidates in proportion to the voter's second choice, or in the event that they were already the second choice, the third choice. These elections and eliminations and vote transfers continue until there are only as many remaining candidates as there are unfilled seats. This system does many good things, the most important of which is that it eliminates the spoiler effect. People are free to vote for the parties they genuinely like, because they know that even if those parties are eliminated, their vote will simply fall to their next choice. Thankfully, more and more people are becoming aware of the injustice that is the first past the post system. The people are demanding change, as evidenced by the many referendums on voting reform happening in Canada and across the world. With the implementation of electoral reform with STV, the electoral system will experience fairer, more diverse, and more representative outcomes. Right now, the people's voice is shackled, unable to meaningfully alter the direction of this nation. STV can break these chains. This simple change of voting system is necessary to give the power to decide back to the people. Only then can we enact real change. Only then can we truly be free.